Yeah, so I just picked up this 2007 Toyota Yaris. I got a super good deal. I got it for $2,800. Single owner. It's got like the original bill of sale and everything with it. And yeah, the people were just moving out of the country, so they were selling it cheap. And then when I looked at it, I was ready to buy it, and they said I had to wait a week to buy it, but because they didn't want to use a rental car, they wanted to use this car right until their flight. So they just needed someone to put a deposit on it and then come pick it up like the day before their flight. So I just put a $300 deposit on it, and I was comfortable doing that because they brought me into their house, and then their IDs matched the address. They're a middle-aged couple. They were super nice, so I trusted them. I wasn't worried. And it's only got 85,000 miles. Toyota. It's got a bunch of little scratches and stuff on the exterior. I ordered some hubcaps for it. I'm about to buff out all the marks that I can, and I got some paint to touch up a bunch of little scratches and rust spots. But other than that, it doesn't really need anything. And I'll probably buy a couple new tires for the front because it needs new front tires, but the tires in the back are brand new. So once I get the new front ones, it'll have all brand new tires. Yeah, I think Blue Book Good was like over 4,500, I think. So makes some really easy money. It barely needs any work. I was super stoked when I found it on Craigslist too. It actually kind of sort of borrowed some money from myself to get this one because I have that BMW across the street that I was doing some dents on it, but it's taking me forever just because I'm learning it as I'm doing it. And the weather was bad, so I had to wait to paint it. And I have money saved up for my taxes, and I was like, well, why don't I just take that money out and buy a car with it? And then I can just, once I get the money, I'll just put the money back for my taxes. And then I did that. As soon as I got the money into my account, I went on Craigslist and just found this right away. It was like the third car down. Went and looked at it a few hours later and then put the deposit down on it. And it came with a bunch of fucking free shit in the trunk too. I was super stoked on it. It has a new air filter for this car that hasn't been hooked up. Spark plugs. And it actually has these two, the screwdriver, ratcheting screwdriver that puts like the little 1/4-inch bits in the end like this. And I'd actually been meaning, I was about to buy one of these. Probably would have bought it in like a week because I have a bunch of those bits but not a screwdriver to put them in. And I got a ratcheting one for free and this T-handle one. And then it's got another one of these, this little Phillips, a full first aid kit that looks like it hasn't been used. I'm gonna just leave that in my car that I drive. Come with some oil. I can use this for my car. That. A ton of straps. It came with this other little light, LED light that has a little hook on it that I already put in my toolbox. A bunch of straps and like bungee cords. It's got the little jack, some rope. I always find little cool free stuff in cars, but this one definitely has the best free shit that I've found. And I was super stoked on those tools I was about to buy. So anyway, I'm about to wash it right now, and then I'm gonna buff everything out that I can and touch up the little spots. And then I'm gonna clean up the engine bay really good because it's really dirty. And then I'll probably just show you when it's done. So I'm all done with the car now, and pretty much none of those scratches buffed out actually. But I did sand and buff the headlights. Those look all shiny and brand new now. And that's definitely something you want to do with like older cars because the headlights get all cloudy. And you can sand them and buff them out so they look new. And then, so all the scratches and stuff I just went and touched up. And I tried using a Q-tip this time for the paint. I found that like way better than like a paintbrush or like a piece of paper towel or anything. You take a Q-tip and dip it in the paint. It's really easy to put it on the car. And then what else? I got the new hubcaps, put those on. I got brand new tires on the front, and then the ones in the back are pretty much already brand new. They got about the same amount of tread as the new ones on the front when you feel them, so it pretty much has all brand new tires now. I washed it, even though it is all dirty now, but I washed it just a day or two ago. I cleaned the engine all up. It's way cleaner now. I ended up repainting the hood too, because it had this like nasty stain here, like something spilled on it that ate away at the paint, like paint thinner or something. It looked bad, so I repainted the hood. And then I use this it's not Armor All brand, but it's pretty much the same as the Armor All stuff. The stuff I use, McGuire's brand, and I shined all this up with it, because that was like, it was so faded, it was like light gray before, and then that stuff made it look brand new again. It's all black and shiny. And then I put that on the dash and the interior too. I vacuumed out the interior of the whole car, the trunk and everything. And then I can't remember if I said already, but I got the oil change, because I had a maintenance light when I need the oil changed. And I got the smog done too, so the paperwork is ready for the smog for the next owner. And let's see, what else did I do? I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, I got an air freshener for the inside too. It had kind of a funky smell, like this weird, I don't know what it was, like a weird hippie smell or something. But I got one of these Febreze air fresheners right here that you put in the vent, and that thing worked really well. It smelled super strong. And then the floor mats in the front, I just hosed them off, so I'm just waiting for those to dry before I put them back in, but I had to clean out the floor mats. And then one other tiny thing I did is there's like a little hole in the seat right here, and you could see like, so the foam, the cushioning under the seat is like a yellow color. So I just took some black like acrylic paint for like art and just stuck it in there with the Q-tip and filled that up. Just a little thing like that makes it look way better, you know, because now the yellow doesn't stand out as much. But yeah, the car's all ready now. It's looking good. Oh, I put like a tire shine too on the tires. You want to do that? It looks really nice. So the car's already selling. I got to Craigslist that up. And I listed it really high though. I'm probably gonna lower the price, but I listed it for $5,200 right now, which that's a pretty high price. But I figured I might as well just try a high price for the first few days, see if it sells. And one person hit me up, they're trying to see it today, but with only one response, it's not really that good. So probably in a couple days, I'll lower the price down to $4,900. I'll just keep lowering it until it sells. You might as well start off high, because you never know. Somebody might buy it, you know. But I'll keep you updated, let you know when it sells, let you know how much it sells for, so yeah. So yeah, I just sold the Yaris for $4,200. I made a little under $1,100 profit. It took me 2 weeks to sell it. And you can go over the expenses that I spent in the car and everything, so you can see where I got the profit from. I spent $2,800 in the car, $33 on hubcaps, $35 on oil change, $30 on smog, $50 on the paint, $150 on 2 new tires. I spent $10 on gas, then $10 I gave to my friend because he helped me go and pick up the car to get it back to my house. So a total of $3,118 I spent on the car. Sold it for $4,200, so I made it $1,082 profit. So I'm definitely happy with that. I think I could have sold it for, definitely made probably, you know, maybe $300 more if I had sat in the car a little longer, taken a little bit longer to sell it. But I'm definitely happy with those profits. And one problem I had was with this car, it's the only one I've done this with, I didn't end up switching the ownership over to my name. I left the title in the people's name that I bought it from. And of course they put the selling date on it. So I was kind of in a hurry to sell it because of that. And then a little bit nervous. And then, you know, I hate not being able to be completely honest with people too. Because, you know, then I have to be like, oh, I'm selling it for a friend, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, I don't want to take too long because the date on the title, it's going to look bad if it's like a month or more later when someone's buying it, and then the sale date says way before. And then it turned out to be a problem too. I thought it'd be fine like that, but with California anyway, there's a release of liability part of the title, and you can do it online, or you rip that part off the title and the seller of the car keeps that, sends it to the DMV. to release the liability to that person, and the people that sold it to me released liability to me, which I didn't know that would even matter. But when I sold it, the person I sold it to ended up texting me a little while later and saying, oh, she needed me to sign this form because she was like, oh, your friends, released the liability to you. So in order for me to put the title in my name, I need to sign a form to release it to her. And yeah, I didn't know that would happen. And luckily she went to AAA and did it, because you can get DMV services there, which actually I gave her that tip. But if she waited in for like 2 hours in line in DMV, I would have felt terrible. But anyway, so I ended up getting lucky and that ended up working out. But if I end up not putting the title in my name again, I'll make sure to get that release of liability form with it, or make sure that they don't do it to me, because I got lucky, but that can end up becoming a big problem if I do that again. But I'll probably just switch the titles to my name or my friend's name or whatever, because I like being honest, and it makes me feel kind of nervous doing that. And another thing I learned was I didn't try to negotiate and also when she bought it from me, she bought it for full price, so I ended up lowering the price by about $100 every day. And once I got down to $4,200 though, I left it there for a few days and it sold. She was the third person that came and looked at it. The other people were just really indecisive, and she bought it right away. She liked it. She was buying it for her daughter. She didn't try to negotiate at all either, because it was such a good price already. She even told me that she liked to negotiate, but when she bought it, she was like, oh, I'm not going to try to negotiate with you because it's such a good price. And maybe she could have got me to come down $100, but that was it. So anyway, another thing I learned was when I bought the car, I didn't try to negotiate at all, which was stupid. I thought it was a bit better deal than it really was, and I was excited, because I found a car that didn't really need a lot of work, and this is the first car that I flipped where I didn't have to put a ton of work into it, so I'm definitely really happy about that. This one was easy. There was nothing wrong with it. It was a great car, But I think they probably put firm in the ad, and then it was a good deal already, so I didn't try to negotiate. But even when they put firm, you can, it just means they'll only probably come down a couple $100 or so. But I'm, still learning how to negotiate. So if I would have redone it, I definitely would have tried to get it down as much as possible. Because even getting $100 off, would have been great. It's another $100 profit for me. And, after you buy the car, you have to look out for yourself. It's a business. Like, stuff can go wrong after I buy it that I didn't see when I bought that get eaten into my profits. It's always a risk. So you always want to get the price as low as you can, even if it's a good deal already. But, yeah, so now I've got $4,200 cash now to play with for my next car. So, yeah, stay tuned for my next video when I go over the next car that I buy and sell. Thanks a lot for watching. It mean a lot to me if you could leave a like, and help me out a lot if you could subscribe too. So see ya.